Hello, everyone, and a very warm welcome to ChaiNet, the Agentic commerce podcast exploring how brands are building in an AI world. India is one of the world's most popular sources for natural ingredients turmeric, psyllium, herbs, extracts, and wellness inputs that global brands are actively looking for. The opportunity is huge. Global demand is rising, and Indian exporters are becoming more serious about quality, about documentation, and trust in general. My guest today is Shubhangi Bansal, co founder of Ekaksh International. After years in fintech and trading infrastructure, she is now building a sourcing business that helps Indian ingredients reach global buyers with more clarity, consistency, and confidence. So let's call Shubhangi to the podcast. Hi,
Hello.
Shubhangi. How are you?
Great, great. Thank you for having me here. Hi, Rachit. How have you been?
I have been great. Thank you so much for giving us your time. So, Shubhangi, let's dive down straight away. So, if you could give a short introduction about what you're doing now, a bit of your journey before, and what actually made you move from your corporate career into entrepreneurship.
Wow. As you've already called out, so currently I am like the currently I am operating and acting CEO and co founder of Ekaksh International,
Hmm.
and exporting worldwide globally into Middle East, European countries, USA. I have worked into Microsoft Teams and multiple fields and domains. So there are like 2 3 levels into thinking why we switched and why I came into this journey. So first of all, like my father is also into business. He's a businessman. So that already was running into my bloodstream somewhere,
Right.
but I found my own way, my path to groom myself, to get the confidence to do something. After years of working in the corporate world and actually working into fintech made me realize that I keep working with the money which moves across borders, but I've
Right.
never been into something which I actually can see and do operationally. And this has huge global potential. And even our PM, our government keeps taking initiative, keep telling people that you need to export, you need to do
Correct.
things that global are in global demand, and India has so much to give.
Absolutely.
And third is the name, and that's how this journey started. I thought, why not take this opportunity and build Ekaksh? Ekaksh in itself means visionary, and
Okay.
I had this vision that taking our Indian core ingredients to a global platform, though already this is there. But what
Right.
I feel I will bring into this journey is my 10 years of some corporate experience with which I know things can be automated, and it's a traditional business more. So I
Hmm.
want to build this traditional with today's modernization world and yet
Right.
continue that agenda with more clear intention, energy, and make it global.
That's yeah, that's a solid vision, I must say. On the outside, it looks very very, I would say, I would not say easy, but something which can be done, right? Like, okay, people need Indian products. Of course, the demand is growing, and our production is also decently well, right? Like we're now becoming an export led economy slowly and gradually. But of course, when you actually get down into it, you understand the nitty gritties of an industry, right? And it's I don't think it is as simple as it seems from the outside, right? Someone wants something, someone wants X, and you basically help them source that, right? When you entered this industry from your fintech career, what surprised you the most about how the export trade actually works?
So there were many surprises, to be honest. It's not that easy the way I thought.
Of course.
It's not that simple. The major gap, I would say, and challenge and surprise here is though global demand is huge, we have huge potential on our farmlands in our industry. The gap where it lies is the quality. And even if we have the quality, there is something called the words don't align because we don't have proper traceability of things.
Right.
In India, majorly, people don't prefer to have full documentation. They
Correct.
don't prefer to give full clarity, which, to my surprise, any country outside you go, you'll find each and everything documented so well linked. that you just give one unique identifier and you'll get the whole records. Like simple, I will tell you one thing which I feel like sometimes I do something in that line. So in Dubai, if you go to any pharmacy, you go to any medical hospital, you just have a ID. You give it to them, they will fetch all your details, all your previous medical records, what medicines you need, what were the antibiotics prescribed to you, anything, any data. In India, people will not find any detail anywhere.
Hmm.
At times, I was meeting some person, they were saying because they switched to another country and they have to give medical records, but they can't get it from anywhere because
Right,
India
because they don't
doesn't
have
have
those records over
documentation.
here.
It's such an important thing like health and Medicare, but you don't have such records. Similarly,
Correct.
in export world, oh my god, it's completely missing. And you
Right.
have to chase people like anything for documents. And that too, people at times try to give one document and to make it work for every season. So
Hmm.
every season has a different produce. So
Correct.
when you have a different produce, it's obvious. It's like a lab report, lab test, because every time you cannot ensure things will be exact match.
Right.
You don't get report every time. People just try because obviously I know it's an expenditure also. It incurs cost, but people try to live with that. They try to minimize the
Hmm.
cost. So promise something, deliver something,
Hmm.
and it's a real challenge. The challenge at the manufacturer side, but there is
Hmm.
another bigger challenge even at the buyer side. Some countries' buyers are very well versed. They know what they're buying. They are
Right.
very, very technically clear. They have clear specification.
Hmm.
However, I will not name the countries, but some country buyers, they don't know what they're buying. Even if I ask them what quality do they
Hmm.
need, they'll just know maybe some one specification, maybe a color, and
Okay.
maybe the other thing, they'll focus on the price. They will
Hmm.
not be able to go into specification tactics based on which prices varies a lot. You cannot give a very good quality in a very cheaper pricing.
Right.
Does like they are not aware. I would say they're less informed.
Hmm.
But it becomes very tricky to manage that situation and chaos because there is unawareness at the same time, but there is some awareness that this quality they want at this price. Oh my god, it's a huge chaos to navigate it both sides.
Right. So it's not just about having documents, it's also that the buyer need to understand what they're getting.
Yes, yes, yes. Some countries buyers are very knowledgeable, I would say. They're so knowledgeable that even a specification like with a gap of point 0.1, point 0.2, they'll reject. They'll simply say no.
Right.
Though again, as I said, it's batch to batch, like season to season. Things change and you cannot exactly ensure everything. But yes, there is a gap in definitely in understanding about the specifications, about the seasons, about few terms that helps you understand that how it will impact the product and its application. That I feel there is use case. And mainly, I think it's depend on the customer. So some are the end users at the
Right.
buyer side. Who are the end users? They understand these terms. But if there are other people in between, like distributors or other traders, they do not have this clarity. So that is the gap
Yeah.
which lies.
They themselves do not know what do they really want. They have an idea of the price, and yeah, they want the best. The best.
Maybe a color grade, they have an idea, or maybe a size of the thing, how it looks, just the
Right.
appeal, physical property. But
Correct.
it goes more than the physical attributes. It's the chemical
Hmm.
attributes, it's the microbiological parameters, is the
Correct.
pesticides data. There are so many things that goes into it, but they are not aware of that.
Hmm. So, Shubhangi, you're right now based in Dubai, and of course, all your sourcing happens from India. And I'm guessing your buyers are more in the West. So, on a day-to-day basis, how do you run your business?
So it's majorly, so I have a team which spans India and I myself based here in the Middle East. What daily on a daily level it happens is it's majorly I attend majority through calling,
Right.
and my team helps me get the pictures or visits, and I also make frequent visits to Indian farms and my manufacturing units who are my partners to just get the hunch how things are happening on a day to day basis. like just
Right.
a frequent visits, which help me keep the trace. And my team also helps me with the visitation or getting the samples on time, which then I get delivered to the respective buyers.
Right.
And to my buyers, what majorly helps me get their trust is like by giving them samples with the reports, because I emphasize on reports then, because that is
Hmm.
what I can vouch with that. I cannot vouch with the maybe just with the sample. The other thing is, I say you can test the sample, but this is my reports, and based on this, you can validate your results, get the clarity, just check the product, check the lab reports, test yourself, and then this is how we work. It takes time.
Correct.
In this field especially, things do not happen just in 1 day, 2 day, or even 15 days. It takes months to actually get real conversion. It takes continuous effort and continuous trust building, which
Of
is
course.
very crucial in this field, because once the trust is built, and that too on the quality and what you're promising, definitely they then the buyer also don't want to go anywhere, because they know
Right.
if promising something and they have eventually taken time to build that trust, then they stick with you.
Hmm.
So it takes time, but it's worth reward.
The reward, right? And a bit like when you started, like you come from an engineering and a product background, and then entering a very different industry. Has your background been helpful to you in while building it?
Okay, I think there are two answers to this question. One,
Right.
I would say if I say I switched from being a developer to this profile, it's a like big no. What you're doing, there is no
Right.
match. There is nothing common. So on that front, it's totally true. There is
Hmm.
I really don't bring any knowledge. Like I am literally beginning, starting from scratch, zero. I'm literally a zero here. So
Right.
that is true. There is nothing. On the other side, flip side, there is definitely a lot, many things that I bring forth.
Hmm.
My 10 years of experience is so valuable. Honestly, it's my asset. It's my asset, real asset. When I talk
Right.
to people, like the owners directly, and I tell them about my past experience, then they look towards me with some credibility. I have earned my credibility and trust with
Right.
that, because someday if any random stranger will go to you and they'll ask you, Give me money and I'll give you this," nobody trusts you because you
Correct.
don't
Of
have any
course.
credibility in the market. So even though my export experience is not enough, my credibility gives me that
Hmm.
experience that buyers want to at least listen to me, they talk to me, they trust me. So that's my real asset. Second,
Hmm.
because I am from a tech background, it actually instantly gives me second thing. At times I'm able to figure out where can I do things faster,
Hmm.
or what can I do automate, where can I do the automation. Probably
Right.
these things might not click somebody else, they might need a third person to understand those things, but to me these things click naturally. I don't need any other person. There is, with 10 years of experience, you have that psychic ability, you would say, hey, with this I can do this, I can try this out. Or maybe I simply use ChatGPT or Claude to maybe just run a quick script, or just maybe with right set of specification, I am able to put forth a query and get the real, like some answer which actually helps me. So I
Right.
have that clarity in my thoughts, which I guess builds with time, because there is a logic. With in software, you build logic when executing
Correct.
anything code. So I have that logic. Whenever I do anything, I instantly my logic instincts work so high that I get to ask 10 different questions. So I have that clarity in me before going to anyone else.
Hmm. Very true. I think engineering generally, I don't think it teaches you to code. It teaches you to solve problems, right? As an engineer, you know
Real
that,
world
okay,
problem solving is there with me actually.
right,
It's just that I have been building it in systems. But when I talk to people, I myself realize at days that yes, somehow I don't know. I know things that other people don't talk about. Or I come up with questions and queries that I feel like probably this would have not been answered if I would have not asked it directly. So that clarity is something I bring naturally to the table. Uh,
yeah, I think I think that's very true. And you talked about automation, right? Where I'm always, trying to look at where AI can create real value. So today, what you are you doing something with AI? Does AI sit inside Ekaksh and using it on a
Yes, yes. We run day-to-day operations with AI. It will be lie if I say I don't use, because with AI coming into prominence, it's a leverage that we take. It helps do our operations faster. So with this, actually, I'm able to run scripts where I'm able to get the buyer information from multiple resources. And in fact, I get to know what resources to use. I'm able to get the right information. I'm able to segregate the fake information. Validate. I'm able to validate the information with their websites. I'm able to understand more about their products, their requirements.
Hmm.
Then on a day-to-day basis, we do cold emailing. It's like outreaching. So for
Correct.
outreaching purpose, I use AI. I need AI for outreach because I cannot send 200 people, 300 people
Right.
emails or anything manually. It's not practically possible for me. So that's where it comes handy. There are more systems where I will build eventually, but I'm still on 0 to 1 journey, and I'm still evaluating my current phase. I still want to go a bit more like ahead before building bigger things. So I have a lot more
Hmm.
things in mind because there is huge gap. And as I mentioned earlier, that it's a traditional system, and I want to work with the modernized in a modernized way.
Right.
Traditional yet with a modern twist. And it will really help Indian exporters if we get into those AI based systems where trackings can be done, where traceability is easy, where documentations can be done, where just
Right.
buyer comes, put the details, put the QR code, and they can get what they want.
Hmm.
I'm telling you, exports will just go like anything.
Hmm.
We will double or triple into exports. So that's where we
So can
can
you
go on a
like
global.
I got like very slightly I got like an idea what you're saying, that someone scans a QR code and then it just gets done. But what do you imagine like in the next 2 to 3 years? How will agentic AI, because now earlier AI was just a chatbot. Now now there are agents, they're doing almost everything. Export is one place which is like things like software development or content creation. These are very mass market things, right? Like, so we can see that how those are the first few things which agentic AI has is impacted today.
Hmm.
Export is more of a closed loop system, right? It's not a very easy industry to get into. Tomorrow when agentic AI comes in, how do you think a buyer journey would look like?
See, agentic AI will help with the monotonous work every day, monotonous work. So I would say there on a day-to-day basis for any customer queries, for anything, even like
Right.
chatbots, we do interaction. So with agentic AI, literally a sales kind of a thing can be started with that.
Right.
Definitely, at a later stage, you need a human person.
Correct.
Human is needed because of the trust factor. You cannot trust a machine at the end of the day.
Right.
I'm pretty sure next 20 years, 25 years, definitely AI will leverage things. It will make things go faster, but it cannot eradicate completely the human touch, feel, trust, a sense of humanity, emotions. For that, human is needed. So at the final level, wherever we need to close to get and we need to build a trust, we need a human person. So
Hmm.
initial monotonous deals where it takes time, where you can just need sharing information. So in exports, majority of things is what? You need to share the pictures, you need to share the amount, you need to share the pricing, everyday pricing, or maybe the specifications of the things, the
Right.
commodities. These are all the things where actually you don't need a person handling everything. It's a written thing. It will not
Correct.
change. And it has to be there someone right in the system where you can just fetch and share further.
Right.
So these all things can be made faster and easier. So at the buyer's side, at the later on stage, human would be needed, but these things will get easier on that journey and path. And for a longer lasting trust and relationship building,
Right.
where we need AI to help is bring a system into force where they can just at any point of given time they can see where their product lies, where is the product, they can see the product journey, the commodity journey from the
Hmm.
factory to their like go down to their place. So there is a lot more that can be done here, and it's a space very like right now it's unoccupied. It's
Right.
a, I would say, black hole, and a lot can be done. But for that, actually, there is a lot to be done even at the Indian manufacturer's side, because
Hmm.
majority of details they do not right now do not come. It happens on their notebooks actually, because it's a traditional system. It happens but on their notebooks, which is not a way to bookkeep, because eventually those paper get lost, ink gets fade, you don't get to see the data in a long term. So that traditional thing is continuing to make
Hmm.
it work in a way where even you can fetch 10 years records, will take time. So
Yeah,
that's the
correct.
space to work.
Right. And do you think, even at the importers side, like the people who are actually buying stuff, even at that side, you think eventually there'll be like agents talking to each other, and the buyer agent is then trying to understand from different seller agents that what kind of products they get, and then the whole thing automates? Or do you think there'll always be a need of humans to do that?
Buyer side, again, I would say maybe initial interaction. So
Hmm.
I think I would tell you, I'm not sure if it's true or not. So we know the platform Alibaba. I feel
Right.
there are chatbots on their sales team, which anytime you make a chat, they respond immediately. So it's more like chatbots. So initially what I feel is like a chatbot has been integrated, but which sends automated responses. So for initial discussion, like sharing the file, sharing the information, sharing the catalogs, asking few normal queries, details about you, what you need, how much quantity you need, XYZ questions, which are written all over there. For these things, definitely both sides, manufacturer, buyer, everywhere, agentic AI can work. But as you proceed higher and where you have all these basic details with you,
Hmm.
a human interception is needed, because a human eye is needed to evaluate what works for them. Maybe you
Hmm.
again give an AI and ask which is better, but AI might not be right every time.
Right.
You have to have an human involvement to see what works and what not, because at the
Hmm.
end you will be making a real life product which will be consumed by real life being,
Correct.
whether it's an animal or it's a human being, and that needs to be validated by you. So at the higher level, human interception and interaction would always be guaranteed and required, because I don't think that complete reliance on AI
Hmm.
can happen at any day. If
So the
like
last mile needs to be a human, basically.
102%, yeah, it has to
Makes
be
makes
there.
sense. Makes sense because I think, like, of course, as you're right. Like, the initial part, like, the phone calls and the searching can still be very easily automated. But yeah, like, trust is something which there you need to have a human behind it who can
Let's say
actually.
I just imagine, let's say by any chance, if it malfunctions, it's
Right.
at the end of the day, it's a machine, right?
Correct.
It can malfunction. If it malfunction, for it, point one, point two is like, okay, it will round
Hmm.
off, it will say it's fine.
Hmm.
Something had to be, let's say, 5. It should not be
Right.
more than 5. And it came out to be 5.2. It
Hmm.
can say, it rounded off and say it is 5, but then that point 2 can cause like any bad impact, anything you want to consume. Oh my god, it's a
Right.
mess for her. It will cause health problems. Machine
Absolutely.
cannot be trusted. Simple.
Hmm.
At the end of the day, it's a machine built by human for human help and leverage, not
Hmm.
to give it complete control.
Absolutely, absolutely. You've been in the industry now. Are there some products which are in demand today from the buyer side, but you find it hard to source them from?
Yes, it happens with me. Organic products are very highly in demand, very
Hmm.
high in demand.
Right.
And in India, it's hard. Major reason is our soil. It's not about the way we cultivate. People
Mm-hmm.
are practicing better ways to cultivate them, but the soil is in itself has grasped those pesticides. Basically, it has got changed. It
Okay.
it's mutated. So there are traces in the soil itself.
Hmm.
And that's why even if they are growing and practicing good, taking care of all the right cultivation practices, taking care of
Right.
steps, somewhere that traces causes rejections.
Okay. Got
And
it.
we're not able to say that the products are organic. Though many manufacturers are still working hard with the farmers, working on contract farming, where we are able to get the products, but some commodities I'm not able to find. Really feel the heat and I have to really fight, but at times I fail because even a slight trace will fail the product at the global market, and we can't take the risk because these products then at the port they fail in any test and they'll be returned, so you can't take the risk.
So how do you call, like, for an organic product, like how do you call a product organic?
For organic, different countries have different parameters basically.
Right.
The major is pesticide actually. It should be pesticide residue free. And then different products have, like, there should not be ethylene oxide. It should be an ETO free for European countries. So minimum residue limit is there for pesticides.
Got
That
it.
has to be like agreed upon or tested for. So these things, even if they show slight variance, we cannot
They
ship
get
those
rejected.
products. Yeah, they get rejected.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
it's
Makes
a
sense.
real thing, and for that, literally you have to find soils where those have not been mutated, where you can still cultivate. But then that area is lesser comparatively. We have a huge farming ground, but then
Right.
those areas have reduced
Have
because some,
reduced.
yeah. So that causes little issues because we don't have lot more products for supply. But the demand is huge, but supply is less.
Wow, wow. So for people who are thinking what to do next, they can contact Shubhangi and figure out that, okay, where is the actual demand coming from, and then maybe they can figure that
No,
there.
definitely. Actually, I have said no to buyers because I
Right,
initially I said I'll give you. I tried my best looking around
right.
every
I
other
think
place where I,
you'd posted something about that as well, right? In your recent
yeah.
in one of your posts, right?
Because I tried very hard. I literally tried even with the local vendors. I thought maybe I'm not able to find the source directly to the farmer. So let me
Right,
try to the local vendors because they know the best. Maybe they are on ground and maybe even they know more things closer. There are a lot of mandis and I might not be able to track each mandi. But
right.
then eventually I figured out no, I'm not able to get. So
Just
I
not
literally had
available.
to say no to the person after like 3-4 days, really putting my head into it. So then I thought, there is a lot of scope actually for all of these things.
Right,
Demand is huge,
right.
and I'm telling you, if we are able to provide them with these materials, we can leverage it because they need it, and we have huge potential. Like some things are only grown well in India,
Hmm.
but we are not able to take that advantage.
Right. Correct. So, and you're mostly focused on agri trade, or are there other things as well that you're
I
now
have other
getting into?
portfolios as well.
Hmm.
The only thing is, because it's not been long, I'm still on to 0 to 1. So
Right.
I'm just right now focusing on agri
Hmm.
because I have like overall 6-7 categories in my portfolio. But the
Right.
thing is, if somebody asks, I provide.
Hmm.
But I am currently focusing on this because you can't take everything and just be an expert on all of the
Of
things.
course.
You have to
Yes.
just own one thing and be an expert in a way, at
On
least
that.
that if something being asked, you can just
Hmm.
know 10 things about it that you can answer or even you can ask.
Hmm.
So I believe in doing that first. So that's my agenda and that's how I'm.
Amazing. Amazing. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's solid, Shivangi. Last question for our session today. In general, do you feel that, the industry is changing, and now we have younger operators, we have better tools, we have AI. Um, where do you think in the next 3 to 5 years Indian export would be? Do you think we'll be able to beat China?
I would say we should of it in a way rather than beating any country. We should learn the way they're operating and definitely taking those cues from them. We should be able to make uplift ourselves because we have so much that we don't need to beat anyone. We'll just grow 100 times. I'm telling you, and automatically we'll be number one. Everybody knows we are the topmost country in population. The major asset we have is our human population. We need to leverage that. If we can leverage our human population and make them aware what we have today, AI is something we can leverage. We have people resource, we have AI, We have our agricultural land. Using all of these, we can make our country grow 100 times, I'm telling. The only thing is, unite all of these factors, make the best use of these available resources, and we can go and aim to be number one. Thank you so much for having me here. It was a wonderful conversation, and thank you for just inviting me here.